Greetings everyone, this is Mike Wright, the Astro Sherpa, dropping in with a spatial report. Rabbit, October 1st, 2023, 420 for you pot smokers. Excuse me, cannabis, it's not pot. So they're talking about removing cannabis from Schedule 1 at the federal level, which has been an absolute joke. They got to do research on it now. They've been researching it down at Mississippi State since the 70s. The federal government has been providing citizens medical marijuana for 60 years. Excuse me, not that long, since the 70s. Look it up. There's like 15 people that get a prescription from the federal government, and they're saying it's a Schedule 1 drug. Greatest lie told ever. So whatever side of the fence you believe in, natural healing medicine or psychological dependent gateway drug, whatever, that's for you to learn and figure out. So Taurus is our senses, the body, beliefs, old structures, old beliefs collapsing. So demonizing natural plant medicines and, which were overtaken by the pharmaceutical companies that came out of Germany from World War II. Guess what? They demonized that medicine because it was in Merck's medicinal journal. Both types, cannabis indica, cannabis sativa. So folks, we see things elevated, exalted. One moment it's the greatest cure ever, and then time goes by, it's the demon, it's the dark side, it becomes the enemy. So everything has a shadow in this duality we live in, the wave. Emotions are the wave force. So the entire world's collective emotional waves are what create reality. The illusion too. So Neptune is this tree of life spiritual story we're getting another look at in Pisces of how you feel and what you need to change. If you're still trapped and you're sick and wounded, you're facing the fears of your ancestors and you're here to free them. That's right. How do you do that? You find the pain you're bearing. It's not yours. It's your patterns that got you to that point. So you have to find those and release them and forgive those who gave you the wounds. This was your memories, past lives. You have faced all this up to this point. So if you're listening to this or you're paying attention to anything like this, you've raised your consciousness, your awareness of your physical self, your emotional self, and your mental self. So we have increasingly been exposed to high frequency energy. And these devices we carry around are transmitting more and more frequencies that disrupt your natural frequencies. So it keeps you out of tune, out of sync. So you have to stay grounded. That's what these earth signs are. Taurus, this is a Venus-ruled sign, the feminine nature, fertility, generation, death, regeneration, power. So when it storms, this water flows. When it's unchanneled and it's wild, water will destroy stuff. The old joke about the Chinese, water torture was one little drip of water hitting you every few seconds and you couldn't move. That would be permanent torture. Also, the Greeks talked about a king who stood in a pool of water and the water would come right up to his chin, but he couldn't slake his thirst. So he was doomed to never be able to have emotions. And that's why Stoicism isn't the answer to this big world we're in. Checking out, tuning out to observe is fine. That's hermit mode. Virgo over here is rising. Mercury's cleared its retrograde shadow, so we're now learning new principles of life, but you have to kill off the old body. You have to clear out the old mindset. And that was Gemini, the purification. Clearing out old rat mazes you've created, the mental little loops, prisons. You're not good enough, you're ugly, your body's ugly, you don't know if you're feminine or masculine. This is all programming. So wake up and tune into your real self and figure yourself out. So if you're ready to look at these beautiful guideposts we see within this wheel and a wheel, go outside, touch base with when the sun rises. This is a renewal. Tune in to when the sun peaks for real, not the fake clock you're given every day. That's not real. Tune in to when the sun sets and then it goes into the underworld. So the underworld is your personal self and your personal expression. The outer world is your social self and your social expression. So keep growing and vibrating these positive, brilliant, illuminating thoughts that you have. Be brilliant, be creative, share with others. The darkness was programming everybody to project their fears, their shadows, their alter egos. We've seen everybody's alter ego now. It's been exposed. So the serpents and scorpions and these past shadows, wounds, patterns we carry around with us, this is what you're here to slay. Slice it up, move on, dice it up. Throw it in the crock pot, simmer it away, and you'll find the gold. So when we're consciously aware of our patterns and habits, then we can evolve past those. And you have to do it through facing fear. So we go into the dark places, the cave, we go try to be the hero, and we get destroyed. The dragon wins, burns us up. The princess blows the castle up. So speaking of the princess, Venus is rising, but she still has a little more space to clear here. And it's about the father figure, the old masculine patriarchy, the wounds that were received by chasing, the mountain. Pluto's blowing that up. So the feminine needs to create the new world. In Virgo, the purification, the virgin. This is when the positive and the negative energy forces flow together in both directions. And we can relate Libra. Mars down here, 2244, hitting the South Node, is us looking at the past relationships. Where we've been, where we're going. So you have to look at old belief structures. that are being torn down. There's the moon and Jupiter and a green alien light. So this is principles and beliefs, nobility, the structures that will endure. And then this Venus over here, rising in the east. Get a good shot of Venus. So Venus is a morning star, aka Lucifer. What? Lucifer meant light, Lucy, fur, iron, so electricity. So the transmission of electricity. This was known by the Egyptians. The Egyptians had mathematical constant formulas, and this was hidden in the Hebrew language and passed along through the Old and New Testaments. New Testament is base 60, 12, music, math. Old Testament's base 10, 10 Commandments. 5, hey. So wake up, folks. We live in this beautiful world of math and music, that has many dimensions. So this is what you're growing to understand, see higher perspectives, let go of the lower anger, fear, worry. The king of and queen of all this is vanity, vanity of vanities. And Venus usually lights the bonfire of vanities. So Venus in Leo is love, loving the heart. The heart has to pump the blood, but we have to purify the blood of old passions and wounds, or it comes right back to the heart. So this whole universe is a big balancing scale. You have to experience, light in the darkness. You have to experience, the dark in the light. That's what makes you feel alive. So the second death is killing off the ego's perception or desire to be loved by others. Love is the internal process of being consciously aware of your eternal power. And that's to create through your imagination. So love this world, love the earth, love your community, love the environment. Venus is attraction and the flow of energy itself. So let's cast off these dark shadows and move forward into this new age of Aquarius that's coming. This moon in Taurus is you feeling your new super senses. Moon conjunct Jupiter is abundance, folks. So that's ruled by Venus right there rising. So Venus is the spiritual story we need to understand. So spread the love, spread high vibes, clear out the low vibes. Any way you go, I hope you're well. Astro Sherpa out.